Good day, field study students of Bago City College. Welcome to our episode 1. Episode 1 is The Teacher We Remember. This is your FS supervisor, Dr. Maria Sheila D. Flahimon. When did your journey as a teacher started? It started when you enroll here in Teacher Education Department, and that was 3 years ago. When you are here, or the first time that you are here in the department, you are focused on your dream. And at the same time, you challenge yourself now that you are starting your field study. What is that challenge? You challenge yourself to be a great teacher in the future. So, were you prepared for these challenges? Of course, yes. You are preparing yourself 3 years ago for coming in this field study. Now, how did you prepare yourself in this journey to be an assistant teacher? The answer is you prepared yourself the moment you have equipped yourself with all of the learnings since first year college up to the present. How are you going to prepare yourself? So meaning you are going to be equipped in what way? Of course, in the different learnings. So you have to review all the things that you have learned from first year to third year. What I am talking is all the professional subjects that you were able to finish from first year to third year. You are going to have reviewed all of those. And what are those very important things for you to be equipped in this field study too? First is you have to review the PPST, or the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, which is stated in the DepEd Order number 42, series of 2017. What else? Also, you have to equip and review the Southeast Asia Teachers Competency Framework, and at the same time, the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. In the DepEd Order number 42, series of 2017, there is this national adaptation of implementation for or of PPST, in which the DepEd recognizes the importance of professional standards in the continuing professional development and achievement of teachers, and are taking cognizance of unequivocal evidence that good teachers is vital to raising students' achievement, that quality learning is contingent with quality teachers. Now, the career stages of a teacher, or the DepEd Order number 42, series of 2017, talks about the 4 stages of career as a teacher. The first stage is the beginning teacher. The second stage is the proficient teacher. And the third stage is the highly proficient teacher. Then the fourth stage is the distinguished teacher. The following stages are very important for a teacher to be great under the PPST, or the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. For a beginning teacher, You have to gain your qualifications, which is recognized for entry into the teaching profession. So, what is the very most important requirement or qualification to be accepted, no? Or in the stage one of your career as a teacher? Meaning you have to pass the licensure examination. And in this stage, you should have a strong understanding of the subjects in which you are trained in terms of your content knowledge and pedagogy. And at the same time, you have to possess the requisite knowledge, skills, and values that will support your teaching and learning process. Teachers in this stage also manage learning programs and have strategies that promote learning based on the learning needs of their students. So, in short, during this stage, for you to be able to be equipped, you have to seek advice from those experienced colleagues that you have, no? For you to be able to consolidate your teaching practice. So do not be ashamed to talk, to share, to ask questions with your colleagues or with your co-teachers, especially those colleagues that are more experienced than you. Second stage is that for those who are called proficient teachers. Who are these proficient teachers? They are professional, they are professionally independent in the application of skills vital to the teaching and learning practice. Okay? They are independent. So meaning they focused on teaching programs for them to meet the curriculum and assessment requirements. And um, they also has the skill in planning, in implementing, and managing learning programs. They can actively engage in collaborative learning with the professional community and other stakeholders for mutual growth and advancement. In this stage, you are reflective practitioners who continually consolidate with knowledge, skills, and practices that you have acquired in your stage one career. Okay? Second, or next or third stage is the highly proficient teacher. This level reflects, no, your high level of performance in your teaching practice. You manifest an in-depth and sophisticated understanding of the teaching and learning process. You have an high education focus, situation, cognition, and you are more adept in problem solving and optimize opportunities gained from experience. They provide support and mentoring to colleagues in their professional development, as well as work collaboratively with them to enhance the learning and practice potential of their colleagues. They continually seek to develop their professional knowledge and practice by reflecting on their own needs and those of their colleagues and students. So, in this stage, you continue learning. You are, you have this deep understanding of of your responsibility as a teacher, not only for your students, but you also work with your colleagues. You collaboratively, no, work with your colleagues. And you really wanted to develop more, no, in terms of your profession. So in this time, you wanted to achieve more in terms of your profession. So you seek for a higher education, especially postgraduate. No? So career stage 4 is what we call those who are distinguished teachers. These teachers embody the highest standard for teaching grounded in global best practices. They exhibit exceptional capacity to improve their own teaching practice and that of others. So they do not just be contented of their learnings that are being um uh, imparted, no, with their colleagues. But these teachers are really searching for best practices globally. So globally, you are attending international seminars for you to be well equipped. No, what is happening in the outside of the Philippines, because you wanted to compete globally. This teacher create lifelong impact in the life of your colleagues, students, and others. Why? Because you've been reaching excellence and quality in education. So because of that, you wanted to work with your colleagues, you help also your colleagues, you are open with learnings from your students because you exhibit commitment for you to inspire the education community and also at the same time the stakeholders for the improvement of the education provision in the Philippines. No? That is the distinguished teacher. Now, for the Southeast Asia Teachers Competency Framework, which can be seen in the Code of Ethics for professional teachers, here are the things that um, we are looking into and making sure that as a teacher, as a professional teacher, we are working with the following, no, stakeholders. First is the state. Of course, we are working hard for our country. We are working hard to uh, achieve quality education for us to be able to teach well, no, to our students, so that we could come out with a good product, which are very competitive. No? Also, we are working with our community as a teacher. We do not work only inside the school, but we also are examples of our community. The reason why that when our higher authorities are working hard, we also wanted to work hard, be responsible of our action because the community is looking up on us as a teacher. So in terms of our profession, we wanted to be equipped. We continue to learn. How do we continue to learn? We wanted to enroll or to attend seminars to be equipped to continue this learnings. Next is the school officials and other personnel. Okay, we work together with our school officials. We also work, of course, no, for our learners. They are the most important, no, person in our career. And we have to be a model, no, to our learners. We also have to work together with the parents of our learner because without them, we cannot also work well as a teacher. Okay? And business than herself or himself as a person. Okay, so next is here are the following, no, joyful learning. You are also as a teacher, you are also a joyful learner. What is a joyful learner? You become a better teacher every day because you wanted to learn. You know and understand what you teach because you cannot teach what you do not know. You help your students learn. You wanted them to be motivated in learning and you wanted to be engaged in the community. So here are the following things that you have to be reminded in the future because you will become a teacher. You have to know your students. You have to keep yourself updated in the local, national, regional, or any global development, no, about education. You have to use the most effective teaching and learning strategy. When you think that this kind of teaching strategies does not agreed, or it is not effective to the learning strategy of your students, then you have to make sure that you shift for another teaching strategy, because there are some strategy that are not applicable. There might be strategy that is applicable to this group of students, but there are some also who are not applicable to that kind of student. So think of a certain teaching strategy which is very effective to the learning strategy of your students. Then you have to assess and give feedbacks on how your students learn. Always remember that we have to give assessment and feedback. Then partner with parents and caregivers. No? Do not be hesitant, no, to connect with the parents of your students. If you cannot contact your students, or I mean your the parents, the best thing to do is that you have to do home visitation, because there are some parents who would really not mind in going to you as the advisor of their children. So because they cannot attend the PTA meetings, then you can still meet these parents by doing home visitation. Then involve the community to help your students learn. Okay. Next is encourage respect and diversity, meaning diversity is very important. It should be applied in teaching and learning. So example, if your students came from a diversified culture, it's that culture is not the same with your culture as a student. Or if you have 45 students in your class, a 44 has the same culture and one does not have the same culture with the 44 students. So what you're going to do, you have to meet halfway. You have to understand the differences, okay, of your students. Okay, so you have to think of a better way for you to be able to really um um uh help this one student out from 40, 45. On only one cannot example cannot perform, like in PE class. There are some students, especially in terms of religion, they cannot wear pants. So you have to um think, no, be creative, think of how can you let the student perform with accepting, or while accepting the differences of your student. Okay. Then know yourself, okay, and others. Practice also human goodness in life and in your work. Okay. And you make your teaching practice. And last, you have to deepen and broaden your knowledge on what you're going to teach. So are you going to deepen? Okay, you have to be updated. You attend seminars, update yourselves, read. Okay. Next, who is a great teacher? Great teacher. A teacher who is great when he loves to teach what he loves to learn. He loves to teach and he also loves to learn, because when you are a teacher, you continue learning. You do not stop learning. You have to continue your read. No, you read and read. You have to be updated, like in the depth ed, you have to be updated in the depth ed order. On CHED, you have to also be updated on the CHED memos, because there are so many things that are has updates in terms of education. Second is you have to understand your student, because are not only a teacher, we are also a facilitator, we are also a guidance counselor, and so many things. We are second parents of our students. Once they are not in their respective homes, and they go to school, automatically we are their parents here at school. Okay? Have a life after school, no? So when you say have a life, so after school you have to look for things that make you happy, that make you entertained, no? You have to, because your Monday to Friday is work, work, and work. So at the end of the day, you have to think of things that make you happy. No, tawo ka lang, kinanglan may kabuhi ka. It's not only in the four corners of your classroom. You have to also think of how are you going to be happy. Aside from, of course, your teaching is your passion. So aside from that, you have to have a life. You also sing. A great teacher sings. Why? Because when you are inside the classroom, bisan libagon ka pa, you have to sing. No? We always do the dance, do the singing inside the classroom because of the activities that we give to our students. Okay? Then, a great teacher also listens to students. Okay? Then you notice also your students inside the classroom when they struggle. Okay, so you have to also think nga, why is it that this student is always late? You have to take a pause and ask your student, why are you late every time or every day? We start our class at 8 o'clock, why you came at 9 o'clock? Then you have to notice, no, when your student are struggling. Then you are also how you chill when you are a teacher. Okay? Ang muna sa siling ko, when you have a life after school, outside school, you also have, you do chill. Then you think like an adult, but you act as a kid. That is a great teacher. You think like an adult, but you act like a kid. So meaning you are enjoying together with your student, but make sure that you have to also have this wall between your student. You are a teacher and they are your student. Even though you are enjoying inside the classroom, but still there should have a barrier of being you as a teacher and them as a student. Okay, next. So I would like to leave this last slide on you. A good teacher is like the rising sun that comes to fill the empty and dark minds with the light of the education. Good morning and have a great day. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much and good luck.